So I'm watching this video so that I can see if I can learn from it because it's improving your reading skills and comprehensions. But I think what's more important is just being committed and consistent to reading. But let me see if I can learn anything from him. Okay. So, um, to go into this trade, I had put this on my watch list last night. Just I was just scanning through stocks and checking what was performing well after hours and what was happening, you know, toward the end of the day. Looking for a possible first red day and also just looking for anything that might continue to push up tomorrow and crash, because I like short selling. That's what I'm good at. I can't, I struggle with understanding how stock can go up. Well, I know how stock can go up, but I struggle with trading a stock that goes up because I feel like I'm so dependent on it going up. But let's not get into that. I looked at the SEC filings. There was a lot of, I like to show myself in the future, so I'll show it now. And I also looked at the outstanding on this ticker NRXP. Uh, if it would let me go. Um, it had some news about they came out with uh, some kind of, I think it's a new kind of drug. I don't really care about the news. I just know that it's positive and that they came out with something new or some kind of improvement. Looking at the SEC filing, not the SEC filing, but a flow. The outstanding was 53 million. There was no implied share outstanding, which means shares are available to trade, but mutual funds and stuff have them. There was none of that, and the float was 18 million, which is pretty low for me. Not something I would typically like to mess with or trade, but the fact that it was already a first red day by the time I got to my computer, and it was down a good 7%. Now, a stock that is down a good 7%, I wouldn't even touch if it's on a first red day because typically when a stock is down 7%, you need to give it some room to push up close to red to green, and then you short. Sometimes it will green, hit green a lot, and then come crashing back down. So I wasn't really comfortable with it, but looking at this SEC filings to see if it has any offerings, see if they're going to dump shares. You see an effect right here, 424B, another one in S1. So you see that they're diluting their shares. They're gonna dump shares, and the stock is gonna go down. It's just a matter of when. I feel like I sound like a Huddy right now. I'm repeating his words because it's all clicking. Um, I'm a little excited right now because I'm glad that I made money after that big loss, but I need to regulate my emotions because that's gonna affect my next trade. And I gotta just move on past this trade right here and think about prepare for the next. Um, but as I saw that it was like already down. Um, and I'll show you the 5 minute chart. It was already down. Um, 7%. I'm making this video now too. I just want to let y'all know, or let myself know. I'm making this video now so I don't forget my thoughts on how I performed. I always forget it, so I make the video now and then I try to make another video afterwards to show how it ended up performing for the rest of the day. This might go up and touch red to green and crash, and there might be another opportunity, but I need to get my thoughts out now. Um, so yesterday it was completely just uptrending. I mean, I know, excuse me, that a lot of shorts were underwater because it just continued to uptrend. Um, and then for it to be gapping down, I already know longs are gonna be like, yo, I need to get the fuck out. Um, so I just went in, and honestly, I wasn't comfortable with this trade at all. Uh, um, I went in with my first 500 shares. I was trying to get in at $10, but it just dropped uh, without me. And once I saw that it dropped without me, and it was like less than 10 minutes to go before market open, I'm like, okay, this is gonna dump because it's continuing to drop. Closer to market open, when you're in pre-market and closer to market open, um, stocks tend to start pushing up and showing you the direction that it's gonna go once market opens. But the fact that it started going down, it just confirmed that okay, this is gonna drop. So I just chased it a little bit, went in with I got in at like 90.91 for 500 shares. Then I was like watching it. 5 minutes went by, a few minutes went by. It was closer to 9:30 market open, and I like okay, I'm only risking $50 a share. I mean 50 cents. I'm only risking 10 cents a share, which is $50. So I'm just like I should. I'm okay with losing like 150 on this trade because it's already looking to go my way. So I just started adding, and I added another 500. Should be 500. I added another 500 at 83. I really didn't want 83, 983. I wanted um 989, closer to my entry, but I didn't get it, and I just tasted a little bit more. Market open um right here started pushing up like typical first red days would do. Um, it perked up, it hit my entry, and I was down a little bit. But it didn't hit the $10 mark. As you can see, high day 990. It didn't hit the $10 mark. It didn't hit my wrist, so I stayed in. Um, then it came crashing down right here. I was up, I think about $700 or so, or I think it was 700. I think it was 700. And I tried to get out, and it wouldn't. And the order didn't execute, and then it gave me another chance to get out. I hate these headphones. Um, it gave me another chance to get out, and I got influenced by a lustful emotion. I was thinking, okay, I was just up 700. Now I'm up only 600 and something. I don't want to make less than 700 because I saw that number, and that's the wrong mindset. I fell into the wrong mindset, and I recognized it at that moment. And I'm like, I'm already thinking of the wrong thing. Um, and I'm like, okay, you got to regulate that. What do you do from here? I said, okay, I'm willing to take a lesser gain, but I should just be getting out right now. But the way it looks, plus it's only been a few minutes in the market open, this might bounce and then come crashing down again. So I'm like, okay, if I can take deep breaths, and I kept taking deep breaths, and I started thinking more clearly, I'm like, okay, this might bounce, and I can just take in another short or add, and then it comes crashing, and then it'll probably just come crashing. or I can add, and then it bounces. Hopefully, it doesn't break past my entry. But if it break past my entry and goes to high day, I need to get out at higher day, which is right here. So I added, and I thought it would um, stay under these perks right here that failed to go out any higher, and it didn't. And then I was in about 1,500 shares, and then I was trying to add again right here because it rejected, um, but it just came crashing down too fast, and um, I missed my entry, and I wasn't comfortable getting in here. Excuse me, and especially here. So I just let it go. Um, then it just started tumbling down little by little, 1 minute after another. And I'm watching it and I'm regulating my emotions, taking deep breaths because the deep breaths that you take in through your nose, out your mouth, it helps cancel out the emotions and all the crazy talk in your head that you're going to experience. Especially with me suffering from PTSD, I get it all the time. Um, so uh, it broke the lower day, which I kind of knew it was going to, because it was still early in the day. And I tried to get out right here. I think it hit what? Not okay. So it hit 93. I was trying to get out, um, but it perked up right here, and I didn't want to get out in the nines, $9 range, because I'm like, okay, I can still. I started getting lustful again, thinking about $1,000. I wanted 1,300, but I'm like, okay, I don't want nothing less than 1,000. Then when I saw the 1,300, I wanted no less than 1,300, and the lustful emotions just kept taking over, and I had to keep taking deep breaths and taking deep breaths, and then it perked up, and I'm like, okay. I looked at the yearly chart. I'm like, what is the yearly chart gonna tell me it's going to do? And I saw that it goes up, come crashing down. It goes up big, come crashing down. Goes up big, come crashing down. Which it already did that yesterday, as I showed you before. Um, but if you notice down here, you see little perk ups, and then it comes back down. Little perk ups come back down, but it keeps fading lower, lower, and lower. Saw it here too. Perk ups come back down. Perk ups come back down. It'll perk up, come back down. And then today, it perked up and it's gonna come back down. So I saw, okay, in the daily chart, it's gonna do that too. So um so where am I? So when I saw that, okay, it's just gonna keep doing that. I'm like, each perk up, just add a little bit. Don't add too much. Add a little bit, and then let it fade. So I added 200 here. Um, you can see it here, and I was really wanted to add 500 shares, but I added 200. It pulled back. It broke this low. It went to 888. I was trying to get out at 890. I didn't get it, and I just was like, okay, let me sit back and wait. Then I perked up, and I was gonna add right here. But I wanted, and I can't say what you can't really say what you want. You just gotta play with what the market gives you, and um, you got to play with what the market gives you. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it'll go to 920, and I'm like, I'm gonna enter my order at 920, let it sit and see if it executes. Um, and it didn't execute. It didn't get there. The resistance was at 919. Um, so I changed it to 915. I still didn't get it. And then it pulled back and it broke that low of 888, and I got out at 885. It touched, I think, 883, I think, 882, but I hit my order at 885 and it went lower to 883 and then it pushed back up and I got out. And I was glad that I got out. Um, I was glad I was over the $1,300 mark, but that's still the wrong mindset. Honestly, um, I shouldn't be trading like that, but it's part of me. The lustful emotion is part of me, and I have to learn to deal with it. But I gave up one, two, three, 4, 5 chances to get out just because I wanted more, and that's something I'm gonna have to learn to and I have to figure out how to deal with that, how to regulate that, and how to not let it take over and make my decisions for me. Because that's basically what happened. The lust made the decision for me. It influenced me to not get out. So I gotta improve on that. And not only that, here's a chance for me to short here. I know this is gonna reject. Um, I would go in half or less than half the side position that I had originally. Based off the yearly chart that I had here, it's just gonna keep. It looks like it's just gonna keep perking up and pulling back. You don't want to add too much. You don't want to add too much here because what if it just continues to perk up and then crashes? You're gonna be down a lot. Um, but yes, there's another chance for me to trade this, another opportunity for me to make money, but I don't want to be. I got class soon, and I don't want to be in a trade while I'm in class. I got a test as well. I don't want to be distracted by a trade while I'm taking this test. And they also say you shouldn't be trading if you got things to do. But I pretty much was going. My plan was to get out before the market. I mean, before I had to go to class. But you don't always get that opportunity to get out with a gain or with a good loss before you gotta go do what you gotta do. But I traded small at first so I can get out regardless whether it's a big, small loss, small gains, big gain, small, big loss. And this is what I did. So I'm glad I'm able to walk away with a few $100. But I feel like I shouldn't have taken this ad right here. But because I knew what I was doing and I knew what was going on, I wasn't chasing or I wasn't just shorting from lower day. It was a matter of knowing how it was going to perform. I took that short, but I don't discount myself for this short. The only problem I had with this trade was right here, and right here. Those were where I made my mistakes. Well, not all right here, but the 5 points where I had the chance to get out. That's where I made my biggest mistakes, and I need to improve on. When it perked up and hit my entry, I wasn't down much, and it never hit my wrist. So all in all, it was a good trade. I just need to be more disciplined, and I need to be more disciplined in getting out when I'm supposed to. Not only that, you see it starts to bounce and it's trending up. It could repeat what it did yesterday. It could repeat what it's gonna do, what it did yesterday, um, where you see it just where it just continually uptrends. I don't want to be in that situation where it just continues to uptrend and uptrend and uptrend, and it might do that right now. Um, it might not even want to be a red day anymore. I mean, it probably hit negative a negative 20% today. I'm not sure, but definitely don't want to be stuck in that. I can use high day as resistance or 950 because 950 is a $half mark plus it was holding and rejecting the 950 area. or I can use the 984. Um, but I'm glad that I got out. It would have been much more difficult for me to get out here in this range, especially this range. I probably would have been adding here or here, especially at here with it rejecting 950. But that part, the execution area, the execution points is really where I need to improve on. What I need to improve on because um, my executions are horrible. I'm not able to. I'm not disciplined enough to execute. But thank you.